Hello class, this is sorry I couldn't make it to the class today. I had some family emergency, so I had to fly to New York. So I'm giving my speech, part of the group presentation today through this video, permitted by our Miss Cyber. Thank you, Professor. Part of my speech was for the college students, stress management for college students, and one of the factors that would be financial problem. Financial issues really causes stress to college students because being myself as a student and having a pressure for how to pay the tuition fee is a huge factor for me. I recently quit a job myself. I gave my 2 weeks notice last week, and the reason why I did was because I couldn't focus on my studies. The reason why I couldn't focus on my studies is because the money I was making was going all to my tuition, and I was saving nothing. So I decided to take a loan and just focus on my study and just prepare and just go from there. When I was working and studying and paying for my own tuition, what I found out was that my grades were not that great. When I took a couple of days off just to study and prepare for exams, my grades were a lot higher, which made me realize that it's causing me stress. Not only thinking about like I have to pay the bill, also it's causing impact on my grades. So I decided. So it's one of the examples that why a financial problem could cause a college student a stress. Also, one of the financial problems related with college student stress should be a in-state issue as well. Being myself as a student from other state, and I just moved to Texas, my tuition costs are a lot higher. I'm paying same amount as one of the international students, and being a citizen and being a resident for the country, the in-state should not be a problem as long as I'm living in the state. And it should be implemented or reflected to my tuition fee right away when I move to the States. I've been in Texas and I've been working for about a year, and I still don't have my in-state. I'm paying the same amount of money, so that's one of the factors as well. That's also the financial aid. I believe the financial aid should be available to any sort of income students. Most of us, we work and we study, but just because we make decent amount of money does not mean that we have to be abandoned from getting financial aid. Sometimes you work, sometimes you don't, sometimes you might even not have a job at the same time. Based on your last year's tax income, you'll not be eligible to get a financial aid, and that shouldn't be a factor. I'll give you a perfect example. Last year I didn't make that much money, but I was still banned from getting financial aid because they still shows that I made a lot of high income. So think about, for the rest of the semester going out through the fall, I'm not working. So should I be prohibited of getting from financial aid? That shouldn't be a factor, because it should be reflecting right at the moment if I'm working or not. Also, research done by Submarine Education for Nonprofit College and the problem with the Title IV Federal Student Aid by McGuire shows that compared to similar students at nonprofit institute, students at for-profit institutes are more likely to fail to complete a degree, carry more honors, student debt load upon graduation, and default on the student loans. That basically says that even though if you get a student loan to finish school, the pressure of finishing in time and getting a job is so enormous that it causes stress before even you graduate, and that's not a good factor. Also research done by Hong Ji on college student stress and coping strategies. He states that every freshman has to consider the problem of employment at the very beginning. A survey shows that 78.7% of college students agree that the problem of employment is the greater factor causing mental stress. So you could imagine, when you're working also, you have a stress of paying the tuition as well. Also, research done by Debris on medical student distress says that this study, the study demonstrates a relationship between the perceived financial stress and debt levels, suggests that anticipated debt level might be a more robust metric to capture financial burden. Basically, all in all, I think the financial solutions should be more available to any students. Also, I wanted to point out that the student loans should be available to all the students, not only the students who work and live in America, also to any international students, because every family has their own financial, stability. Sometimes it might just go wrong. Maybe, who thought we had a great income source, it might not be that they have it right now when they come to America after a couple of years. So in that kind of situation, reflecting that kind of situation, I think the student loan option should be available not only to American citizens or American residents, but to every other student who come to America to get education throughout the world. So there you go, class. That was one of my factors. The financial problem, one of the factors causing students stress. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.